them a star, boy. But me not stand up no movie.
You know, today I find a video right about life sentencing. Some ridiculous life sentencing. Let us watch and you will see how ridiculous is this life sentencing. I haven't seen everything. I've seen maybe less than 1 minute of it, and it was very ridiculous. So you tell me if this is ridiculous to you also. Let me know. Let's go ahead and watch this video.
You might find the world's longest prison sentences to be a little extreme. The United States has more people incarcerated than any other country on earth.
I really believe that because United States put people in jail for the very easiest things. I noticed. So, yeah.
That includes China, which has 4 times the population of the US and its own reputation for being heavy-handed with criminal prosecution. Yet the world's longest prison sentence was handed down not in the US, but in Thailand. In 1989,
Thailand.
Chamoy Phipyaso was given a whopping 141,078 years.
What type of sentencing is this? 1,041 years. Who in hell is going to live this long? You know that this female is not going to live that long. Give her just a life sentence. You know that no way in hell nobody is going to pass this amount of years. So why give them that amount of years? Because you can do so? It is ridiculous to me. Ridiculous. Who's going to live that long?
For corporate fraud. This white-collar criminal defrauded 16,000 people in a pyramid scheme which netted her over $2 million. In Spain, a single murder generally can only carry a 40-year sentence. However, if you happen to murder 192 people, it adds up rather quickly. In 2007, Othman El Gnawi and Jamal Zawgam were given almost 43,000 years apiece for participating in the
43,000 years of peace. Let's say life sentence, even though it is well due what they doing there. Yeah, I would have given them all the years, but I would have said life, because there's no way they're gonna live that long. 43,000 years.
Madrid train bombings in Spain, which killed 190.
Why save them for 43,000 years? Why can just put them in the chair and needle? Death sentence that don't really matter no more, or is it legal, illegal? What is it?
2 people and injured 2,000. Emilio Suarez Trashoras was given a slightly lesser sentence of over 34,000 years. Another 18 suspects were given lesser sentences. Many sources repeatedly describe the attacks as an al-Qaeda operation. However, no direct connection between the bombers and the terrorist organization has ever been established. Charles Scott Robinson bears the dubious distinction of having received the longest prison sentence in the United States. In 1994, an Oklahoma court tried him for sexually assaulting 6 children. Life without parole was off the table, so jurors did the next best thing and recommended 5,000 years for each assault. The court
5,000 years. That's less, yes. Was just a life sentence.
Accepted the recommendation and further concluded the sentences would be served consecutively rather than concurrently. The result is a sentence of 30,000 years. Robinson does not have the possibility for parole, but his first opportunity won't happen until he's 108. In 1993 in Oklahoma, Alan Wayne McLaurin and Darren Benelford Anderson were sentenced to a total of over 6,000 years for rape, sodomy, assault, burglary, robbery, and larceny. They appealed, and the conviction was reversed. A second trial also found them guilty. This time, however, the jury was in an even more punitive mood. Anderson was sentenced to over 11,000 years.
You hear them sentence? Yo, I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? Say for instance you hear that type of years coming on top of you, right? You know you have nothing to lose anymore. I just thought of something. Let me get. No, I mean, don't say me because I don't see myself going to jail anytime soon. But trust me, if anyone get this type of sentence, you know you have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose at all. Nothing. Wow. Nothing.
And McLaurin received over 21,000 years, putting him on the top 10 list. Guess they should have kept their mouth shut. On Halloween in
I guess you just keep your mouth shut. Stop snitching on your own self.
1976, Dudley Wayne Kaiser murdered his estranged wife, her mother, and a college student who had the bad luck of being at home when Kaiser arrived and shot all three. The jury deliberated less than an hour before sentencing him to death. However, Alabama later ruled
that is something they should do instead of saying 5,000 years or whatever years, because that is ridiculous. Sentence them to death. To death. You save more room, more money, because yeah, you gotta feed him something to drink. Kill him. They kill him. Easy. Sure, less space.
ruled death sentences to be unconstitutional, and Kaiser was granted a new trial. This time, he was given 10,000 years plus 2 life sentences. Despite the lengthy sentence, he qualified for a parole consideration after serving 10 years. So far, he's been denied 10 times. In 1996,
Wow, that's crazy. He received a bunch of years already, and they put more years on top of it. Wow. That's crazy, man. You can't get... Wow, that's crazy. Crazy.
Martin Bryant perpetrated the Port Arthur massacre in Australia, which killed 35 people and wounded another 23. He was given 35 life sentences plus 1,035 years, all without parole. His lawyer eventually revealed Bryant had been motivated by the Dunblane School massacre in the UK. That shooting killed a teacher, 1 6-year-old, and 14 5-year-olds. In jail, Bryant eagerly awaited updated death tolls from his own spree. No motive has been determined in either case. The Port Arthur massacre directly led to the enactment of strict gun control laws in Australia. Authorities
Woo! Check those guns, yo. You had to have a gun control law years ago. You see those guns there?
initiated a buyback program which netted 643,000 firearms. Similar events occurred after
43,000 firearms. Wow. What do you want to do? Start a war?
Dunblane. In 2012, James Egan Holmes walked into a Colorado movie theater and opened fire. He also booby-trapped his apartment.
Oh, I remember this. I remember this, man. Yeah. That was an idiot. Yeah, I didn't know why they didn't kill him.
With improvised explosives. Unlike most people on this list, Holmes had almost no record of criminal activity before the shooting. His mental state was repeatedly called into question, and for a time, he was ruled incompetent to stand trial. He pled
incompetent to stand trial. Only when you're in trial, you start to act kind of crazy, forgetful, or whatever. I know what you're doing. Trying to get out of jail free card.
not guilty by reason of insanity, but was found guilty of 24 counts of murder, 140 counts of attempted murder, and 1 count of possessing an explosive device. The prosecution asked for...
How can you be incompetent and you can do all these things? A homemade bomb, shoot up a movie field. Oh my god. Your head got to be sick. You gotta be sick.
For a death sentence, but Holmes instead received 12 life sentences, plus an additional 3,318 years without parole.
Just say life sentences. 12 life sentences and plus 3,318 years extra. That's ridiculous. Some of you judge, wow.
In 2015, Billy Joe Godfrey of Missouri was found guilty of 35 counts of forcible sodomy. Despite pleading guilty, he received a life sentence for each count. The crimes occurred in the 1990s with a boy and a girl, one of which was his stepson. The crimes were not revealed until the victims came forward as adults.
Well, that is the craziest thing I ever hear. But anyway, that was the end of the video because he got about 48 years. That is very crazy right there. Who in God's name is going to do something that crazy to get that amount of years? The world is coming to an end. I don't know why the judge didn't just say life instead of saying 5,000, 4,000 or whatever years plus life sentences on top of that. I find it ridiculous. By the way, thank you for watching the video and don't forget to subscribe and like.